President Trump makes a campaign stop in South Carolina on the eve of its primary as the top Democratic candidates stump for votes and take jabs at each other. KCAL 9's Lori Perez joins us. Lori, things are getting heated out there.
They absolutely are. This is a furiously busy time for the candidates, what with South Carolina tomorrow, and then in just 4 days, Super Tuesday, the point when some of these bids might come to an end. Today, the candidates were swiping at each other and the president.
Who do I want to run against? Meaning, very simple. We put it into nice, simple language. Who the hell is easier to beat?
As he did in Nevada, the president came to town on the eve of South Carolina's Democratic primary, hosting a rally in North Charleston to rail against his would-be opponents.
So really, we're down to two candidates, right? Sleepy Joe Biden and Crazy Bernie.
His mere presence noted by some as yet another example of why they say he needs to be defeated.
In the midst of a global healthcare crisis, when we need a president who's on the phone, talking to scientists, talking to healthcare experts, he is here in South Carolina for the only reason of trying to disrupt a Democratic primary. How pathetic!
In fact, even as they seek to distinguish themselves from each other, Democrats were unified in their criticism of the president's coronavirus response. Trump tweeted, "The country is way ahead in our battle with coronavirus because," he says, "he closed the borders and stopped flights early." An optimistic post the day after reports he'd barred the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases from speaking publicly about the outbreak without approval. That expert told CNN last week the world was on the brink of a coronavirus pandemic.
I believe this has been a dangerously incompetent response to a global pandemic. And this is exactly my point about him. He's actually incompetent.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's bad enough that we have a president who can't tell the truth. We now have a president who won't let other people tell the truth.
Former Vice President Joe Biden appears to be the front-runner in the Palmetto State, where he name-dropped his former boss often.
It's been the launching pad for Barack, and I believe it will be the launching pad for me.
South Carolina is an important contest because of both timing, 3 days before Super Tuesday, and who's voting, a population with a large African-American contingent. Another opportunity for the candidates looking to prove their widespread appeal. Middle of the pack candidates, Senators Elizabeth Warren and Amy Klobuchar, need at least a strong showing of support as they insist they're the candidates who should face the president in November.
It is time to cross the river of our divides to get to a higher plane in our politics.
Are you ready to fight back and elect the first woman to be president of the United States of America?
Former Mayor Pete Buttigieg continues to insist he's the best centrist alternative to Sanders.
We've got the most votes and the most delegates of any candidate besides Senator Sanders. I'm the only one who's beaten him anywhere.
Whatever happens in South Carolina, Sanders is already looking good in California and Texas. Super Tuesday races, which hold more than 600 of the 1,991 delegates needed to secure the Democratic nomination. According to a UC Berkeley Institute of Governmental Studies poll of more than 6,000 registered voters, Sanders holds a 2-to-1 lead in California at 34%, Senator Elizabeth Warren in second at 17%. Sanders certainly seems to be acting like his main rival at this point is the president, pointing to polls showing his electability.
I would urge them to take a look at the last 60 national polls. And they will find that 56 out of 60 times we beat Trump.
Former New York Mayor Mike Bloomberg is not on the ballot in South Carolina. His self-funded campaign is instead focusing on the 14 states, including California, voting in 4 days on Super Tuesday. Back to you.